The new Renault 5 has taken the world by storm, claiming all the awards and turning the heads of many buyers who'd previously not considered an electric car. So, can this new Renault 4, a bit bigger and a bit more practicality focused as it is, continue that success? That's right. You might have expected the 4 to be smaller than the 5 because that seems logical, and that was actually the case with the originals too. But, in fact, the new Renault 4 is bigger than the 5. It's about 12 centimetres longer, but it's still pretty dinky. So it's under 4.2 metres long. And underneath there is, well, it's largely the same as the Renault 5. So you're talking about a 52 kilowatt hour NMC battery, front wheel drive, and that gives it a range of between 241 and 247 miles. Now, prices are going to start at around about £27,000. UK specs and prices haven't quite been confirmed yet. And that's going to go up to about £32,000. You can expect trim lines to be quite similar to the Renault 5 as well. So you're talking about rivals for this car being the Fiat 600e, the Jeep Avenger and the Ford Puma Gen E. At the top end of the range, it's even straying into rivals like the Skoda Elroq and the Kia EV3. Renault's gone for retro modern styling with the 4 too. Check out those owlish headlights, the boxy roofline, the 3 lines sculpted into the door that hark back to the plastic protectors of the original 4, and the 3-part rear lights look great too. So, I mean, I think it looks really cool, actually. I really like it. There's lots of retro details, but yeah, different enough from the others in the class. Is it quite as kind of like, you know, do I want one as much as I want a Renault 5? Don't know, but I do think it looks great. I love the scrolling roof, by the way, but that's not going to be available at launch. That's going to come a bit later. Anyway, let's check out the practicality. Okay, so the boot in the Renault 4, you have got 420 litres of space, and do check this out because this is quite an impressively low load lip. So if you've got like big buggies and that kind of thing to load in, that's going to be really useful. Now, it's not bad actually, the size of this is pretty good, but I would say that a Ford Puma, the Gen E, it is a bit better for outright space. Bit of underfloor cable storage in there. Renault have got the cable stored here, I know, so you can get that if you want. Anyway, I quite like it, it's all fancy. I even like, look, even the straps in the back here have got the French flag on. Do you know what? I think for a little compact car like this, it's a pretty good boot. There's enough space in the back of the Renault 4 for a couple of average-sized adults to sit reasonably comfortably, but the floor's quite high and there's no space for your feet underneath those front seats. There's also no centre armrest, so there are more comfortable compact SUVs out there. We'd include the Ford Puma in that in terms of the rear passenger space. So yes, it's very fit for purpose, but possibly not best in class for rear passenger room. You are going to have to forgive me for cutting right to the chase with the driving stuff here because we're out on the international launch for the Renault 4. Time is a bit tight and we might even have to borrow some of the action footage from Renault, so you'll have to forgive me if some of the shots in this video, a random strange man appears driving the car. I do promise I am in the Renault 4 and I'm driving it, and I'm out here in sunny Portugal. And you know what? I'm finding this to be a very cheery little car too. It's really good. Now, I'm in the comfort range, 52 kilowatt hour. The 40 kilowatt hour battery isn't going to be coming out for a little while yet. So it's this one you're going to have to go for if you want one as soon as possible when the car's launched. Mind you, even though the Renault 4 gets a heat pump as standard, which is great, you have to expect cold weather running to be substantially lower than that, so we would estimate that you're going to see more like 160 to 180 miles in winter running. Another neat factor about the Renault 4 is that it can tow up to 750 kilos, which is good for a light trailer or even a small caravan. Or for a lot of family buyers, it might be more useful to think that the manufacturer tow bar also allows you to easily fit a rear bike carrier. I think it's a really sweet little car to drive. It does feel quite like the Renault 5 in terms of the way it drives. I will also add, I should add the dash here as well. Also quite similar to the Renault 5, but that's no bad thing, is it? So you've got physical aircon buttons, I like all of that. You've got loads of sort of retro touches in the materials. All the materials on the lower trims, by the way, 100% plastic, recycled plastic bottles, so that is all good, isn't it? Anyway, drives really nicely. 148 brake horsepower, 0 to 62 in 8.5 seconds. It's very light and nimble. I think that's what I like about it. It does feel a bit firmer in terms of the ride comfort than I'd expected. So it's quite a sort of, you can feel what's going on the road surface, but it's damped well enough that I don't think it's going to bother you. I think the bigger problem with the car is that rear passenger space. I think there's not as much passenger space back there as you might think in terms of legroom, and there's no footroom under the front seats. So I think that's going to be the bigger problem than the way this car drives, because it's a really, really sort of peachy drive. I really like it. It's, like I said, it's just light and nimble. It's on its tiptoes. It's nice. And new brake regen as well. So the Renault 4 has got paddles on its steering wheel here, and you can have one pedal mode, proper one pedal mode, so around town you don't even need to use the brake pedal at all. The car will come to a complete halt. It's all quite nicely sorted as well. It's quite sort of blends in really nicely. It's quite easy to predict, and you feel like you get used to it really quickly. So even if you've not driven an electric car before and you're not sure about all this one pedal stuff, you'll get used to it, you know, really quickly, and it will feel quite natural. I really like a one pedal mode these days. I also like the fact that because it's on the paddles up here, you can toggle through the other 3 levels of brake regen. So that's good, isn't it? It's really variable. The top 2 levels are both pretty mild, and then you can sort of make it a bit heavier, and then you can go into one pedal mode. So it's really nice and variable and easy to control, and I really like that. You've obviously got Renault's drive modes going on here as well, so you can toggle through those. Sport really does give it a bit more urgency to the performance. Does it feel like a fast car? Well, no, but it feels fast enough. It certainly picks up, you know, more than urgently enough, I think, for what you want. And yeah, like I said, the ride is a touch firmer than I'd expected. I'd thought with this being the 4, the more practical, sort of, you know, sensible version, it might be a little bit softer and a bit more kind of loping up the road than the Renault 5, but it really does feel quite like the 5, and, you know, I'm not complaining, because the 5 is a fantastic thing to drive, isn't it? So there you have it. That is the Renault 4 in a nutshell, a brief synopsis of how it drives. Basically, I really like it. Do I think it's going to be the best in its class? Is it better than a 600e, a Jeep Avenger, even things like the Volvo EX30, although the Volvo's quite a bit more expensive? I think this is going to be a really popular car, not only because it sort of ticks all the objective boxes, but because it has got that kind of, it's a bit charming, isn't it? It's a bit cheeky. It looks cool. And I think that's something that a lot of the rivals in this class don't have. I'm gonna hold off saying it's going to be best in class just yet, because I think we need to get it up against its rivals and in the UK. But given the efficiency that we've experienced, given that I really like the way it drives, I think it's a really neat and tidy thing to drive. Yeah, I think the Renault 4 is really rather lovely. Don't forget to head to cargurus.co.uk for a whole host of fantastic used cars, including loads of electric options at great prices. And while you're here, don't forget, please do like the video, subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel, and turn your notifications on so that you don't miss any of our videos.